could flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM and Zioncoins could benefit. Yes, you and I could benefit, but how am I deriving at that? How am I coming to that conclusion? Well, first, before all of that, please like, subscribe. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and I can keep delivering more and more content like this to you more frequently. Now, with that aside, yes, it's all about the fundamental facts of the matter. But, people, as I said before in my previous videos, we do need to look at the technicals. We need to do TA to get a picture of where the market could be going. And that's off the back of what's happening fundamentally and what we could be seeing potentially happening in the future. TA could give us an idea of, do you know what? Certain events have occurred fundamentally, and I could see in the charts that we've got a certain fractal, and this could happen in the future because we are in a specific trend, whether it's a bullish trend or a bearish trend. And really, I just want to prove my case on that in today's video, and we got some juicy bits in here, so please hang around. But ultimately, what is going on with Blackrock and AT&T? And this stock, AT&T, is one that I want to look at closely in terms of what its fundamentals are and what it's doing technically. And I've done videos on AT&T previously in the past on some technical analysis, and you can see clearly from back then, a year or so ago, I was right. It moved precisely how I thought it would move, and it created a double bottom, or within at least 2-3%. Okay, and you know, we really need to visit that. But before prove my case, what is going on with Blackrock and AT&T? And we know that Blackrock have dealings with Stellar, okay, because they're all on the Crypto Council at the Commodities Future Trade Commission, right? Along with JP Morgan, I think, and is it Goldman Sachs, I believe. Could be wrong, correct me on that if you know. So yeah, what is going on there? Because we know that BlackRock is a massive infrastructure provider, massive infrastructure investor, and that they're potentially going to have this Ukraine contract to rebuild. And we know Stellar are out in the Ukraine with Stellar Aid, right? With the MoneyGram partnership. So things are happening here. We know BlackRock and Stellar are crossing paths quite frequently, and also AT&T. Well, for the fundamentals, for the news, we're going to need to hop over to Nathan. Nathan, what's going on with AT&T and BlackRock? That's great. Thanks for that, Nathan. And this post was from back in May the 11th this year. Gigapower joint venture from AT&T and BlackRock launches. AT&T Fiber begins serving end user customer through Gigapower's commercial wholesale open access platform. Innovative joint venture to fuel significant fiber investment across America. Gigapower to deploy multi-giga fiber network to new cities, including Las Vegas. AT&T and BlackRock, through a fund managed by its diversified infrastructure business, have closed their joint venture to form Gigapower. Gigapower plans to provide a state-of-the-art fiber network to internet service providers and other businesses in parts of select metro areas throughout the country using commercial wholesale open access platform. The Gigapower, AT&T, one of the largest investors in fiber in America, and BlackRock, one of the largest investors in infrastructure. There's that word, infrastructure, infrastructure, Ukraine infrastructure, have come together to give more Americans access to super fast, reliable, high connectivity fiber at a time when broadband connectivity has never been more in demand or more crucial to our day-to-day lives. Both companies believe now is the time to create a United States' largest commercial, wholesale, open access fiber network to bring high-speed connectivity to more Americans. As Gigapower's first tenant, AT&T will be able to greatly expand the number of customers and communities with access to the award-winning fiber internet service AT&T Fiber. Yes, and I think this is really where I think we need to pay attention. AT&T is already the nation's largest fiber internet provider and plans to pass 30 million plus customers and business locations in traditional service areas by the end of 2025. Surpass in traditional areas by the end of 2025. Opportunities such as Gigapower will enable AT&T to expand its fiber services reach beyond its traditional service areas in order to deliver state-of-the-art broadband access technology to more communities across the country. Blackrock brings significant expertise, capital, and commitment to invest in the future-proof access technology led by best-in-class operating teams. Now, I believe that they're going to go beyond traditional areas, beyond traditional country, potentially Ukraine. That's just my speculation. Nathan, back over to you. That's great. Thanks for that, Nathan. And yeah, it's clear BlackRock have a massive interest in AT&T, and when you look at the stock, man, it's at one of its lowest points, and this stock is paying a dividend of around 7%, I want to say, and we previously did some TA on it. So let's see what we did. Nathan, TA from almost a year ago, AT&T, from Trading 212. You click that link, you put in a promo code, we both get 100 stocks each. But by the by, look, I'm going off the point. AT&T could be telling us what's happening in the stock market. It could be our prediction key, you know, and you can make money off it. If you could do your TA, you could be trading this down. And I say trading this down because what we got to do really is look at the charts. We got to look at the technicals. And when I say this fractal, let's check this out. Let's have a look at the fractal in this clip right here. So if this fractal AT&T is going to play out, we're likely to have another let's have a look. Let's get the measuring tool out and take that down to there. About $13 35% drop, and that again, you know, is probably conservative at this point. But as you could see, this other fractal, if you see my last video, I've only taken a section, or took a section of the fractal, the complete fractal, before it's found its bottom. But this one here again is from up here, as you could see, and I've overlaid it here because we didn't quite make it to the tippity top there, and that again has taken us down to about $14.5 come sort of early next year, February, around that time. So that's my idea of how we could potentially see where the stock market may find the floor before we have some sort of reversal. When I say reversal, when we look at that fractal, it ends here and we get some sort of slight relief, probably move up about 20%. That's great. There you have it. That fractal played out to the T, almost within 3-2%, right? And as I said, because it hadn't hit its absolute bottom, I felt that there was going to be a double bottom. So in my head, this has got to do a retest, and pretty much did within plus 2-3%. Nathan, tell him. Prepare for the retrace. Double bottom. So there you go. I said that's going to be a double bottom. What happened, Nathan?
Yes, Nathan, there you go indeed. And as you said, there would be a double bottom. As you can see right here, we've hit that double bottom within, let's just say, I don't know, maybe 2%, we could call it. But really, I think it's a case of measuring it up. There we go. Say from here, that's our bottom there, right? To the other bottom, which is there. 1.8% I make that, or 2.5, roughly, okay? So we've got the double bottom, but actually what could be happening next? Well, I think really we're going to need to do some TA on this and probably put it in another video. But this, to me, looks like we've got a clear ABC move, or an Elliott wave structure down. And I think enough time has elapsed, because actually back in 2020, when we had the COVID and everything was hitting, this actually was the fundamental news that affected stocks, not so much cryptos, right? And as you could see, it's just been a decline ever since. But I think positive news for AT&T has started to kick in this year, and the fundamentals there really give us a picture of what's going on. But what could it look like in a reversal? Have we seen this reversal before? And I think AT&T is potentially a good stock to get some data on, to see exactly what these reversals look like. And you've got to have a period of time elapse to build a picture of what happened. And initially, where you'd have a double bottom, and here's a really good example. So we've got this double bottom here. This is a really good fractal from back in 2009, and you can see there's a lot of sideways action here for a good period of about 3 years before we get this parabolic move up. It's not so parabolic, but it is a good move back up, not to the all-time high, but then there you go. That's a good example as to what a double bottom would look like. And again here, this is the stock at its all-time high, all the way down, this move all the way down. We've got this double bottom, but it reaches below its previous low, and then you can see that it clearly has some accumulation time and moves back up. A sort of reverse Bart Simpson going on here, and then it repeats it again after that. And that's probably what we're going to be looking at with this double top right here, and then a move, sideways move action, and then another move over and up, and then double top, and then this parabolic move down. And I think this is where we could see this reversal. Nathan, back over to you.
There you go. And potentially, yes, it's a double bottom right there. It could do a retrace. It could do a retrace potentially, but I think at the moment things are quite bullish in the stock market. And with all that news for AT&T and the Blackrock partnership, and potential speculation of AT&T operation internationally into the Ukraine, well, I think it's only fair to say that people might clock onto this and start getting invested. But how can we apply this TA to Stellar? Well, it's simple. With Stellar, we only really need to eyeball what's going on. We've already had that loss of at least 80% from its all-time high, and that means that actually potentially Stellar can go a lot higher than what previous cryptos have done in the previous bull run of 2020, right? So take Bitcoin for example. That had gone up over that from its previous all-time high, had done a 4x, let's just say, yeah, more or less. It hadn't, because it only gone to about 70,000, but it more or less went from 20k previous all-time high to 70k, right? So about 3.7, right? It's close, yeah. And so when you think about that, and you compare that to what Stellar could be doing, I believe it's a whole lot more. I believe that Stellar and other cryptos like XRP have been coiling and coiling and coiling up, and we could potentially see prices above $5. But can the technicals indicate that for us? Nathan, over to you. Yeah, no, you know, that's great, Nathan, but I think really what we should do is revisit another video, which I've done before, because actually it's still relevant from about a year ago. And I think to do that, you know, I'll show you a little clip it, but if I can, I'll chuck it in a tab up there so you can visit that. You'll also be able to see all those other videos in the description, so please check the description for all those other videos and check them out so you can see for yourself. But ultimately, I think, yeah, we'll head over to a previous video. It's still relevant. Nathan, the TA. All right. And then we want to measure its move up, which is here, around 3,320%. So even more volume and percentage increase. That is the percentage that you would have made if you was in the market. You was buying in the market between 2019 and 2020, which is phenomenal. But obviously we've had this crash back down. So let's measure that crash back down from that high of 2021 down to its current low. 91%, guys. That's great, Nathan. You can watch that video in the description. I've had to cut this one short. The video is getting a bit long now. In fact, I'm going to make another video on it. We're going to delve deeper into AT&T just to establish what kind of people have worked with AT&T, and then really reinforce what is going on with this infrastructure, with this Blackrock, Ukraine, Stellar. It seems that Stellar has a hold on the CBDC in the Ukraine. Blackrock are likely to win this $1 trillion contract for infrastructure. Will AT&T play a part in it? I want to look a little bit more into AT&T. Why don't you join me? In any case, I think we need to do a little research again as well on banking on Bitcoin revisited. So check out that video in the description, but also check out my next video, which will be on Blackrock AT&T. I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zioncoin up there, like and subscribe, and check out the next videos if you want to stay informed. Have a great day. Take care now.